people with sickle cell disease, their red blood cells become deformed, turning sickle-shaped. The bone marrow tries to make more red cells to make up for the loss, but can't keep up, causing anemia. Their new shape keeps them from moving properly through the body, and the misshapen cells can jam up and stick to the walls of the blood vessels. These clumps cut off oxygen to healthy tissue, delaying a child's normal growth and causing fatigue and extreme pain. In people with sickle cell disease.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You would have just seen a video there just giving a brief, very brief description about sickle cell anemia. My two guests are here this morning, and they are from the Society for Inherited and Severe Blood Disorders. With me is the coordinator, who is Kieran Blackman. We also have a member, who is Kyle Young. And Kyle actually has the condition, so we're going to be speaking to them about that this morning. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Morning, good morning, good morning.
Greetings.
Thank you for being with us this morning. Now, World Sickle Cell Day is on June 12th. How is SISB?
It's actually on June 19th.
June 19th.
Yeah, but we're having a blood drive on the 12th of June, and also in commemoration of World Blood Donor Day, which is on the 14th.
On the 14th. Thank you for that, Kieran. Now, for World Sickle Cell Day itself, in the lead up to that, you have some sessions planned online. Tell us about those.
Okay, well, we're having a webinar, a web series we calling Connecting the Dots, where we're exploring a variety of issues that affect persons living with sickle cell, because there are many, right? So we're looking at things like neurological issues, mental health, pain management, nutrition,
right?
Reproductive health, eye health, because we can also go blind, right? And there's so many issues to be covered. We can't cover all, but we're covering some of the most important issues that affect persons locally.
And Kyle, while you're here with us, you are one that suffers with the condition, sickle cell anemia. Tell us about your everyday experiences. What are some of the common things for a person going through that right now? What's something that you experience daily?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to suggest that I use the term live with rather than suffer with to determine how I deal with this condition. No, it's not a correction, just an observation. And my life is generally on point in terms of health. And that is because I've been here for a couple of decades and I've learned how to live with it. So nutrition is one of the key hallmarks. And I will say access to treatment in Trinidad and Tobago is a major big deal. Because comparatively, we do have one of the better deliveries that I have found out. Since this whole world has opened up virtually, we're hearing about how global the challenges are. And though we may have our challenges in Trinidad and Tobago, our access here is pretty good. So a combination between self-care and access to medical treatment is what has me healthy.
And, that's definitely good news because, not everyone has the same access. Not everyone has the same, personal system in place to live with the disease and not, as you said, you're not suffering, you're living with the disease.
Yeah.
Now,
there are issues, presently I'm sitting, I may have some pain and so on, but it's not debilitating. And I will admit that the condition of life is affected, but it's something you have to observe closely, especially the caregivers.
You said you get pain. Where do you get pain? What type of pain is it?
Anywhere that has a cell, which is everywhere of your body. That's why it's called sickle cell. And when we're in pain, it's major. It's called a crisis. It's not called an event or an occasion. The word crisis was chosen specifically because it's really bad. I'll give an example. Some women say they prefer the pain of a pregnancy rather than a full-blown sickle cell crisis. That should give you a sample.
I don't even have the words, Kyle, to tell you, to really understand that. Now, Kieran, back to what the SISBD-TT is doing. You said you have the webinar series and the blood drive as well. Tell us about the blood drive and how can persons participate and how can persons, even doing something like giving blood, stay safe in this time of a pandemic.
Okay, well, online registration. So you could register on our Facebook page, the SISBD Facebook page, right? As well as my page, which is SCD Awareness TT. So you could do online registration, right? It's really by appointment only, especially with the conditions under which we live in. We have to ensure that we follow all the health protocols. Right. So we're making sure that only 2 persons could donate at a time. Right, so we're making sure that we do that, and we will contact people and let them know when they could come and things like that.
Is it just the one day the blood drive is for? Is it going beyond?
Well, on Saturday in Port of Spain, it's 1 day, but we also have in San Fernando from next week, from Monday to Friday, persons can go 10 persons. We're taking about 10 persons a day, right? That as well as by appointment only, okay. Right? So yes, so we're doing that all week next week, right? We really have a blood crisis in Trinidad. We should be getting 90,000, a little over 90,000 units of blood, and we only get annually about 33% of that. So we get less. Yeah. But last year, due to the pandemic, we only got 9,000 units, right?
So 1/10.
Yeah. Right. So we really have a crisis in Trinidad. So we're really encouraging persons to come out, give blood. Blood saves lives. Every time you give a unit of blood, you can save up to 3 persons, right? Because it's divided into 3 components.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yes, right. And it's healthy. It's good for your heart, and you also lose a lot of calories each time you donate blood. So for those health-conscious persons,
hey. So if you don't want to jump on the treadmill, you can go give blood.
Well, we can exercise right now, right?
Right. So you might as well burn calories.
Yes.
Another way. Kyle, I'm curious to know. I'm interested to know. Does when it comes to the COVID vaccination, is it something that your doctor recommended you get, considering the condition? Is it something that actually disqualifies you from getting the vaccine?
No, actually, it's quite advisable for persons who live with sickle cell, because we are one of those non-communicable diseases that are quite susceptible. We get infections very easily. Right? That's one thing with us. So COVID could be detrimental to someone living with sickle cell. Right? We have had members of our community who've gotten it and recovered, and we're very happy for that.
Hopefully.
But it's been noted worldwide that it can be a really serious condition. We often get something called acute chest syndrome, which is the symptoms are quite similar to COVID, right? But it leaves us on oxygen for sometimes a week or more, right? But yes, it's really serious condition, so that could really be detrimental to our health, and it is recommended for the most part that we get vaccinated.
Well, what I would add to that, as you asked, is that some members have been advised not to take it because it's a specific to their condition.
Right.
And the general recommendation internationally, as Mr. Blackman mentioned, is that we should take it because of our predisposition to infections. But it has to be pointed out that it's a decision of personal, whatever you do.
Of course.
Whatever happens, if you take the vaccine, because that's the general recommendation, it has to be seen as a personal decision, and always talk to your doctors about your final move.
Yeah, definitely. And again, the vaccination is a choice and it's not mandated. I think it's actually one of the things that's in people's human rights according to the UN Charter, that you cannot be forced to take any medications or treatments without consent. Yeah. So, gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us this morning, and also thank you for the work that you've been doing with SISBD-TT. And I do hope that the blood drive goes well. I do hope that the webinar series goes well as well. But before we go, how can persons participate in the webinar series?
Okay, we will be posting information on the webinar series, on the registration on our Facebook page by tomorrow. I think the full schedule should be up. We have quite a number of sessions, and we have some international doctors as well, right? So some really expert specialists in their field. So it's really something to look forward to.
All right, and just
Can I put out an invitation before we leave?
What's that? Sorry?
Can I put out an invitation before we leave?
Please do.
I want to invite you and your co-workers, all of the TTT staff, to come on Saturday and donate, and please bring at least or send 5 persons. It sounds comical, but it's a very serious request.
It is.
And I hope you can also, in fact, hear the word I'm using, in fact, the other media houses to do the same. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And gentlemen, have a great morning. Continue to be safe. And, we will look out for the webinar series and the blood drive coming up this Saturday.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Allow me to say a very special happy birthday to Mr. Jones Madera.
Wonderful. Happy birthday indeed. All right, that's Kieran Blackman, who is a coordinator with the SISBD TT. We also have Kyle Young, who is a member, and he also lives with sickle cell anemia. Thank you, gentlemen, for this morning.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
All right, all the best. We're going to take a short break and come back with much more right here in our morning show.